The beauty of filming at home. I am cute up here and comfy down here.
Oh, girl, I'm not wearing shoes. Oh, I think we're on.
Me neither. Oh, oops. This is How to Deal.
I am Shani Tran. I'm a licensed professional clinical counselor. And tonight I am your MC. I am just one of thousands of hashtag therapists promoting mental health awareness for you to be well and in good health. And today on the show, we are going to be talking to grownish star Francia Raisa. We are going to be talking about how to open up about mental health, because I know some of y'all are feeling uncomfortable. Girl, how are you doing?
I'm tired just because I've been working so much this week. It's my first time going back to work since the whole pandemic started. So I think my body's just still acclimating to everything. And I'm super excited to talk to you today, actually.
So I would love to hear a little bit about your journey into how you decide who to be vulnerable to, and also how you do decide to show up as yourself.
So I guess in 2014, I was really depressed. And my acting coach said to me, if you don't get some help, professional help, I'm not going to coach you anymore, which really frustrated me at the time. But I know it came from a place of love. I didn't want to lose him as my coach. So I was like, okay, fine. So he sent me to his therapist and, he said to me, she helped me. I know she can help you. I was like, okay, great. So I started going to her, and I think with her and finally opening up about my life and being comfortable, I started learning who I can be more vulnerable with. And as of now, the only people that I'm really vulnerable with are my sisters and my childhood best friends. I've learned patterns of how and when to be vulnerable. And in social media, the more I've learned how much people need to relate to someone, the more I started opening up about, my mental health and the struggles that I've gone through, and even just, friendships that don't exist anymore and how painful that was. And you wonder, can I trust anyone ever again?
It's very important that you not just open up to anyone, but you open up to someone that provides a safe space for you when it comes to being vulnerable. What does trust look like when you fully trust someone, and how do you recognize whether or not you are on that journey of trusting them, or is it a matter of putting up a guard and not trusting your support system?
Oh, wow. That's a very deep question. I think every case is different. I think it's just intuition, and I've really tried to listen to my gut a lot more. If you have to question it, then it's probably not a good thing.
What for you is helpful when you are being vulnerable with people? How do you kind of let the person know that you're talking to, this is what I need from you?
So I think knowing the other person, if I'm going to choose to be vulnerable with you, I need to know you as much as you know me. So if I know that you're someone that is a fixer and you want to fix it, then I'm going to start my sentence by saying, I don't need you to fix anything. I just need to let this out. And so then the conversation continues. I don't like to be hugged. I don't like the I'm sorries. I don't like the pats or anything. Just listen to me. Because I didn't grow up in a hugging home or a home that says I love yous, I feel like, I hate to say this, like if I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, and hug, I'm just trying to be politically correct. But if I'm close to you and you know this about me and I don't do it, it's because I trust you. It works for me, and people that love me accept it.
And I'm glad that you're able to vocalize that, though, because that's the important part. This is important because now we're going to label what it is that we are asking from the person. What this might look like is, hey, I'm wondering if you have time to just listen to me today. Or maybe you're someone that's looking for advice. I want to run something by you, and I'm hoping that you would be able to give me advice on how to handle this situation. So something that I often do with my husband sometimes is, I have him ask me a question. Would you like support right now or comfort? Because sometimes even if I'm listing off like a business venture or I'm talking about the conversation with my therapist, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want your advice or support. I might just want comfort. And it's sometimes hard for the other person that is receiving my vulnerability to be able to know what it is that I want in that moment. So that's what we do with our conversations is I will do the same for him. I'll be like, hey, do you want support right now or comfort?
So what I'm hearing is know your language and know what you're able to receive and give and communicate that, and don't just hope that they figure it out.
I would love to hear more about how opening up to your therapist and even your friends and family has helped you to recognize some of these patterns for yourself.
I had to start talking about things that my mind hid. And I realized in therapy, my mom wasn't a hugger growing up. Like she didn't say I love you. She didn't make us hug, nothing like that. And my dad forced it. So my dad, whenever he came home from work, my mom would gather my sisters and I around like, your dad's home. And we would all line up in his bedroom and each one give him a hug one at a time. So it never felt really natural to do it. It felt like either an obligation or just not allowed. And so I was able to communicate it with my friends. And even though it sucks for some of them because they're such huggers, it just made them understand me a little more. Sorry, I might cry. It just made them understand me a little more. And it made me understand myself more, but also like be okay with it. And then my friends and my loved ones let it be a choice for me to start, accepting the hugs or accepting any sort of affection. I'm choosing to work on it because I know that my friends and family feel like I'm rejecting them and I don't want them to feel that, but they're allowing me to do it on my own time.
I love that you're working through it and you say, hey, friends, I don't want to hug, but you also choose when you do want to accept hugs because that's who you are. And that's the beauty of being vulnerable. Well, Francia, I want to thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate you, and you are modeling to all of Gen Z here how to have open conversations.
Thank you for talking with me and hearing my story and actually, giving me feedback to use in my own life. And I hope everyone watching, I hope this served you in some sort of capacity. And, I hope you learn it's okay to be vulnerable and you don't have to put up a tough face all the time.
Do you feel like a friend would be able to find something meaningful from this message? Opening up about what you're struggling with can be hard and overwhelming. So here are some tips that have helped me. Identify it, find the right person, use your words. It's important to say I statements. I feel overwhelmed. Write it down. There's so much that happens when you're journaling. And sometimes people aren't always accessible to you. So when you're feeling a certain way, you can always grab a piece of paper. And even if you don't have that, use your phone. Which one of these tips stood out to you that you are now going to take and put action to? We want to hear from you. Don't forget to leave your questions below about what you want to see on upcoming episodes of How to Deal. Also, don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications, like, and subscribe to Popsugar.